Welcome back. Elementary 04 Real Numbers. Problem 1. Multiply as indicated. Positive times negative is a negative. 8 times 11 is 88. Negative times negative is positive. 6 times 5 is 30. So notice there is nothing in between the two parentheses. That means multiplication. There is nothing between 8 and the parentheses. That is multiplication. Okay. They don't want us to use plus. They just want us to leave the answer as it is. Okay. All right. Multiply. 0 times anything is 0. Now, negative 4 times 4 times negative 4. Two negatives make a positive. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. So positive 64. Division. 0 divided by anything non-zero is 0. 0 divided by anything non-zero is 0. Anything divided by 0, 0 in the bottom is undefined. Positive over negative is a negative. 16 over 4 is a 4. Okay? Negative over negative is a positive. Now I want to divide 276 divided by 6. Okay? So let's try. We are dividing 276 by 6. 6 does not go in 2, it goes in 27. Alright, so 6 times 4 is 24. So notice how I have written 4 above the 7, okay, because that was the last digit I needed. Subtract, that's a 3. Now bring down the 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Alright, answer is 46. But remember, Webwork does not want you to use symbol plus. Next. Multiplication by a negative number. Positive times negative is a negative. 2/3 times 1 is 2/3. Multiplying these two numbers, you see, 2/5 times 3/11. Multiplication of fractions. If you can reduce, you would reduce numerator versus denominator. There is nothing to reduce here, so you simply multiply the top and multiply the denominators. So this is 6 over 55. Okay. Negative times negative times negative is a negative. 2 negatives make a positive, 1 negative is left over, right? Now multiply the numbers. 2 times 4, 8 times 2 is a 16. Next. Multiplication of fractions. Well, what do you do? I have 2/3 times a negative 1 over 2 times 1 over 7. So notice numerator versus denominator in multiplications. So you can multiply, you can reduce this by this. 2 goes into ones, 2 goes into ones. So now notice positive times negative times positive. There is one negative, so that gets me a negative. 1 times 1 times 1 is a 1 over 3 times 1 is 3 times 7 is a 21. Alright. What is the reciprocal? You see, reciprocal is simply, you have to flip it over, right? So the reciprocal of negative 85 over 120 is negative 120 over 85. That's the reciprocal. But then they are asking you to reduce it. So notice the negative stays, 5 goes in both. 85 is nothing but 5 times 17, and numerator 120 is 5 times 24. Okay, so 5 reduces, you have 24 over 17 with a negative. Next, reciprocal of negative 5. Notice negative 5 is negative 5 over 1. Right? So reciprocal is negative 1 over 5. Reciprocal means just flip the fraction upside down. Keep the sign as it is. Alright, now we come to division. Division by a fraction is multiplication by the reciprocal. So negative 3/5 divided by negative 1 over 6. Right? So what do? It is negative 3/5 times negative 6 over 1. Okay, the reciprocal of this. At this point, notice negative times negative is a positive. If you could reduce anybody, you would. Nothing reduces, so that's 18, and that's 5. Okay, 18 in the numerator, 5 in the denominator, so that's 18 over 5. Okay, the next one, 68 divided by negative 4/5. Again, division by a fraction is multiplication by the reciprocal. Let me convert this to a fraction. 68 is nothing but 68 over 1. Division by reciprocal is multiplication by the reciprocal, 8 over 4. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a 4 over 5. So this is a 5 over 4. So 4 and 68, they have 2 in common. 2 goes here, 2 goes in 4 2 times, 2 goes here 34 times. Alright, notice 2 divides this again because that number is odd. So 2 goes in 2 ones, 2 goes here 17 times. So I have overall positive times negative is a negative. 17 times 5 is 85. Okay, we'll continue next problems in our next video. Until then,